fight for their interests, fight for their future, fight for their children. And they found that person in Donald Trump.
He's been slammed by the left and since the victory by Donald Trump.
Not only did journalists who supported Trump and his friends get thoroughly embarrassed by comedians when they asserted that the 2020 presidential election was a total sham.
I thought your mom was dead. Yeah, but she's better now.
There is some confusion about who exactly was at the Capitol on January 6th.
Consider Trevor Noah, who at the White House Correspondents' Dinner spared no Trump lickspittles, including Laura Ingraham and Tucker Carlson. Let's start with Tucker, who was a prime candidate for Noah to target. Tucker sobbed uncontrollably and attacked everyone, including voters and media outlets that thought Biden had won the election. He felt that Donald Trump was the true and clear winner of the election, and that those who supported Joe Biden's win were actually creating a false narrative. It's true that occasionally he becomes confused about this point of view, as you'll see later in the film. With a pleasant comment, Noah began to mock Carlson, stating, "I'm sad Tucker Carlson isn't here."
Fox News anchor and concerned face drawn onto a balloon, Tucker Carlson.
After Trump lost the election, he began to describe the nature of the show he was doing and admitted that he was his favorite. He continued saying, "What a gifted guy. Who else can ask the same questions every day, such as, do vaccines work?" at the beginning and end of the show. In reality, who prevailed in the election? Currently, who is the president? Is this the United States of America? Noah joked that Tucker's show might revolve around these queries every day. Who else could fill an entire show each night asking questions that Google could easily answer, he said, going on to further illustrate the nature of inquiries. It's interesting to note that Tucker Carlson's public position on his show differed significantly from his private views, which were disclosed in text messages, as demonstrated by his actions and comments. Carlson adopted a revisionist stance toward the events surrounding the Capitol attack, downplaying Trump's part in encouraging it and normalizing concerns about a stolen election, even if he privately expressed disgust for Trump and his government.
They protested him. They called him names. He won anyway. They impeached him twice on ridiculous pretenses. He came back, then they indicted him. It didn't work. He became more popular. Fabricated a lot about what happened on January 6th in order to impeach him again. It didn't work.
Carlson appeared to tread carefully when constructing his story, admitting the strong conviction held by a significant portion of his audience that the 2020 election was rigged, but without openly backing such allegations himself. Rather, he left opportunity for interpretation by implying that the election was unfair or manipulated in some way, all the while expressing sympathy for his audience. In an attempt to win over Trump's followers, other conservative pundits likewise wavered from the more dramatic accusations of electoral fraud. However, Tucker frequently made himself look foolish by concentrating on more general concerns like mail-in voting laws and media restrictions. They did not openly embrace unfounded statements, but they did show support for the audience's beliefs. But conspicuously missing from this story was the indisputable reality that Trump deliberately attempted to revoke the election results by every means possible, including coercing state authorities and igniting the January 6th mob. By carefully omitting this uncomfortable truth from his narrative, Carlson was able to appease his viewers without having to face the facts of Trump's conduct head-on. Following Tucker, Laura Ingraham was the second Trump admirer Noah publicly humiliated in front of the media. She is an outspoken opponent of left-wing journalism. Laura never missed an opportunity to express her distaste for Democrats when Biden assumed office. She relentlessly told Americans that their interests and Democrats' interests would never be the same by using her platform. She also repeatedly yelled that the Biden government would only take action that would benefit the United States, regardless of what the country's citizens want. Noah, though, also had a more accurate description of Trump's sycophant. Laura Ingraham, wow, what can you say about her that hasn't already been said by the Anti-Defamation League? Strong enough to demonstrate how much she values Donald Trump. Laura Ingraham has ignited a fresh conspiracy theory about the man's legal trouble. She raises concerns about the reasons for Trump's exclusion from the Colorado state presidential contest, as well as his numerous legal disputes, which include claims of fraud and efforts to rig the 2020 election. In a broadcast on Wednesday night, Ingraham alluded to a potential larger political storyline by connecting Trump's legal issues to a possible deeper goal.
Since the Trump trials are also boomeranging back on them, all the Democrats and their media flax can do I guess.
Think Trump did something illegal in the New York hush money case. I've been interested in whether or not these numbers would change at all during the course of this trial.
She expressed worries that certain left-wing groups would intentionally incite social unrest, which could result in the enforcement of national mail-in voting or civil rights crackdowns. Ingram's theory fits the pattern of Trump backers who think the former president is the target of a deep state plot. But detractors point out that Trump has made statements that border on authoritarianism, such pledging to rule like a dictator if re-elected, raising concerns about who is actually endangering civil freedoms. This story is similar to what other conservative commentators like Tucker Carlson have been saying for some time. Carlson has been vocal about Trump's anxieties, even though he has his own reservations.
Well, you know, a lot of people have been asking me that, and many people said you shouldn't do them, but you see the polls have come out, and I'm leading by 50 and 60 points. Get harassed by people that shouldn't even be running for president. Should I be doing that?
Furthermore, Carlson and Trump have been charged with trying to stir up civil disorder in order to achieve their respective goal. Now, once they branded January 6th as an insurrection, they believe they're off to the races, Ingram stated. Therefore, there were numerous attacks on Trump that used the uprising as a springboard for their belief that he would lose, or in the case of Colorado, that he would never even appear on the ballot.
It's over. Hillary's won the presidency. Donald Trump can never win the presidency. I do think it's not gloating. It's a realization. Have looked for a champion. Not someone who's perfect, but someone who they know when push comes to shove.
However, Laura Ingraham expressed her dismay at the Supreme Court's decision to exclude Donald Trump from Colorado's election ballot on a different occasion. During Lawfare Loses Again, a segment on the Ingraham angle, Ingraham emphasized that she believed those who have fought Trump have lost. She alluded to their previous portrayal of January 6th as an uprising, implying that they had hoped this story would result in Trump's removal from the Colorado ballot. As he watched, Ingraham saw that they looked quite dejected, drawing comparisons between their looks and those of people who had lost close friends. She explained their disappointment by saying that they didn't trust or like the people, especially the 74 million who voted for Trump. Ingraham continued by saying that any sense of reason they may have once had has been superseded by their rage and hostility.
So many of the Trump rallies during the campaign passed sin of giving Donald Trump such a wide platform during the campaign.
Let's move on from the Ingraham story and discuss Kellyanne Conway, Noah's next victim. She was a Trump advisor before, and Noah made a wonderful joke about her that will brighten your day. Yes, these days, telling jokes might be dangerous. We've all seen what occurred at the Oscars, you know. To be honest, I have been a little anxious about tonight. I wondered what would happen if I made a cruel joke about Kellyanne Conway and her husband came up to the stage to thank me.
But on Sunday, we learned that Trump's senior advisor, Kellyanne Conway, has a different term for falsehood. But my favorite part is you can tell she's lying because right after she says it, she tries to casually flip her hair afterwards like she's all chill about the falsehoods that Donald Trump and his team made over the weekend. I like that she can taste the bullshit in her mouth. I like that. Just that moment where Kellyanne's like, he gave, what is the